Hey everyone, I'm Andrew,
And I'm Emma.
and welcome to All in English channel.
Today, we have a very special story for you. We're going to explore one of the most famous fables ever written, The Boy Who Cried Wolf by Aesop.
Now, Aesop was an ancient Greek storyteller who lived about 2,600 years ago. He created hundreds of short stories called fables, stories that teach us important lessons about life.
This particular fable is known all around the world. It teaches us about honesty, trust, and the consequences of lying. And it's perfect for B1 intermediate learners because the story is clear, but there's some really interesting vocabulary to learn.
Today, you'll learn about expressions like to cry wolf, phrasal verbs like drive away and come running, and we'll explore what it means to be a shepherd in a village community.
And the story is short and entertaining, but it has a powerful message that's still relevant today.
So, here's how this works. I'm going to read the complete story first. Listen carefully and try to understand as much as you can. Don't worry if you don't catch every word. That's completely normal. After I finish reading, Emma and I will explain everything together.
We'll break down the plot, explain difficult vocabulary, and talk about the deeper meaning of this famous fable.
Are you ready? Let's listen. The Boy Who Cried Wolf. There once was a shepherd boy who was bored as he sat on the hillside watching the village sheep. To amuse himself, he took a great breath and sang out, "Wolf! Wolf! The wolf is chasing the sheep!" The villagers came running up the hill to help the boy drive the wolf away. But when they arrived at the top of the hill, they found no wolf. The boy laughed at the sight of their angry faces. "Don't cry wolf, shepherd boy," said the villagers, "when there's no wolf." They went grumbling back down the hill. Later, the boy sang out again, "Wolf! Wolf! The wolf is chasing the sheep!" To his naughty delight, he watched the villagers run up the hill to help him drive the wolf away. When the villagers saw no wolf, they sternly said, "Save your frightened song for when there is really something wrong. Don't cry wolf when there is no wolf." But the boy just grinned and watched them go grumbling down the hill once more. Later, he saw a real wolf prowling about his flock. Alarmed, he leaped to his feet and sang out as loudly as he could, "Wolf! Wolf!" But the villagers thought he was trying to fool them again, and so they didn't come. At sunset, everyone wondered why the shepherd boy hadn't returned to the village with their sheep. They went up the hill to find the boy. They found him weeping. "There really was a wolf here. The flock has scattered. I cried out, 'Wolf, why didn't you come?'" An old man tried to comfort the boy as they walked back to the village. "We'll help you look for the lost sheep in the morning," he said, putting his arm around the youth. "Nobody believes a liar, even when he is telling the truth."
Wow, what a powerful story with such an important lesson.
I agree. Even though this fable is thousands of years old, the message is still so relevant today.
Absolutely. Now, let's break this story down together. We'll explain exactly what happened, look at some important vocabulary words and expressions, and explore the deeper meaning behind this famous tale.
Whether you understood everything or just got the main idea, this explanation will help you appreciate the story even more and improve your English at the same time.
Let's dive in. Okay, let's start at the very beginning. We have a shepherd boy. That's a young person whose job is to watch over sheep and protect them.
Right, and this is his problem. He's sitting on a hillside all day with nothing to do. He's bored. So what does he decide to do?
He plays a trick. He shouts, "Wolf, wolf!" The wolf is chasing the sheep. Now, why is this such a serious thing to shout?
Because wolves are dangerous animals that kill sheep. If there's really a wolf, the boy needs help immediately. The villagers understand this is an emergency, so they come running up the hill to help him.
Exactly. They drop whatever they're doing and rush to help because they think the sheep are in danger. But when they arrive at the top of the hill, there's no wolf. The boy was lying. He thinks this is funny.
Right, and notice how the villagers react. They're angry. They warn him, "Don't cry wolf when there's no wolf." Then they go back down the hill, grumbling. That means complaining in an annoyed way.
But does the boy learn his lesson? No, he does it again. He shouts, "Wolf, wolf," a second time. The story says he did this with naughty delight. He enjoyed being naughty, being bad.
And the villagers come running again, but again there's no wolf. This time they're even more serious. They say, "Save your frightened song for when there is really something wrong."
This is the critical part. They're telling him, only ask for help when you really need it. But the boy just grins. He smiles in a cheeky way and watches them leave.
Now we come to the turning point of the story. Later, and notice the story doesn't say exactly when, but some time passes, the boy sees a real wolf, not a pretend one, a real dangerous wolf near his sheep.
Then he's alarmed. That means suddenly frightened and worried. He jumps up and shouts, "Wolf, wolf," as loudly as he can. This time, he really needs help.
But what happens? The villagers hear him, but they don't come. Why? Because they think he's lying again. They think it's another trick. They've lost trust in him.
And here comes the tragic ending. At sunset, that's evening time when the sun goes down, the villagers notice something wrong. The shepherd boy should have returned with the sheep, but he hasn't.
So they go up the hill to find the boy, and what do they discover? They find the boy crying. He's weeping, crying sadly. The wolf really did come, and the sheep have scattered. That means they ran away in all directions.
The boy is devastated. He cries, "There really was a wolf. I called for help. Why didn't you come?" He doesn't understand why no one helped him.
And then we get the moral of the story, the lesson. An old man comforts the boy and says, "We'll help you look for the sheep tomorrow." He's kind, but he also teaches the boy the important lesson.
The lesson is this: nobody believes a liar even when he is telling the truth. Because the boy lied twice before, the villagers didn't believe him when he told the truth the third time.
So the boy lost the sheep, probably his family's sheep, their livelihood, and he lost something even more important, the trust of his community.
That's the complete story. Now let's look at some key vocabulary.
Let's look at some important vocabulary and expressions from this story. We've chosen the most useful words that you'll hear in everyday English. The first word is bored.
In the story, it says, "There once was a shepherd boy who was bored as he sat on the hillside." So, bored means you have nothing interesting to do. You feel tired and uninterested because there's no activity or excitement.
We use this word all the time in English. For example, "I'm bored at home. Let's go out and do something." Or, "The movie was boring. I almost fell asleep."
You can be bored with something, I'm bored with my job, or bored of something, I'm bored of eating the same food every day.
Next word, amuse. The story says, to amuse himself, he took a great breath and sang out, "Wolf."
To amuse yourself means to entertain yourself, to make yourself feel less bored, to have fun. The boy wanted to create some entertainment because sitting on the hill was boring.
Here are other examples. The children amused themselves by playing games, or I amused myself by reading a book during the long flight.
The adjective is amusing. If something is amusing, it's funny or entertaining. That's an amusing story. And the noun is amusement. The kids played games for their own amusement.
Now, let's look at an important phrasal verb, came running. The story says, the villagers came running up the hill.
This is a great expression. Came running means they ran to that place quickly. When you use came plus an ing verb, it shows the manner of movement. They didn't walk, they came running.
More examples. When I called my dog, it came running. Or the children came running into the house when it started raining.
You can also say came walking, came driving, came rushing. It describes how someone arrived.
Another important phrasal verb is drive away. The villagers came to help the boy drive the wolf away.
Drive away means to force something or someone to leave, to make them go away. In this case, the villagers wanted to chase the wolf away from the sheep.
We use this in different contexts. The loud music drove away the birds, or the security guard drove away the teenagers who were causing trouble.
You can drive away animals, people, or even abstract things. His rude behavior drove away all his friends.
Next expression, don't cry wolf. The villagers say, don't cry wolf, shepherd boy, when there's no wolf.
This is so important. To cry wolf is now a famous English idiom that comes from this exact story. It means to raise a false alarm, to ask for help when you don't really need it, to lie about danger.
We use this expression in modern English all the time. For example, stop crying wolf about your health. Go to the doctor if you're really sick. Or, the company cried wolf about bankruptcy, but they were actually making a profit.
This idiom exists in many languages now because Aesop's fable is so famous.
Let's look at grumbling. The story says the villagers went grumbling back down the hill.
Grumbling means complaining in a low, annoyed voice. It's not loud shouting, it's muttering complaints as you go. The villagers were unhappy and they complained quietly as they walked.
Examples, he's always grumbling about the weather. Or, stop grumbling and just do your homework.
The noun is grumble. I'm tired of listening to your grumbles. It's similar to complaining, but usually about small things.
Here's an interesting word, naughty. The story says, to his naughty delight, he watched the villagers run up the hill.
Naughty means behaving badly, being disobedient, doing something you shouldn't do. We usually use this word for children who misbehave.
For example, don't be naughty, listen to your teacher. Or, that's a naughty dog, he chewed my shoes.
Naughty is not a very serious word. It's not for criminals or terrible behavior. It's for mischievous, playful bad behavior. The boy was being naughty, not evil.
Another good word is sternly. The villagers sternly said to the boy. Sternly means seriously and strictly without smiling, showing that you're not joking.
When someone speaks sternly, their voice is firm and they want you to understand they're serious. The teacher might say sternly, "That's enough. Sit down right now."
The adjective is stern. My grandfather had a stern expression. Or, the judge gave him a stern warning.
Now a really useful word, prowling. The story says he saw a real wolf prowling about his flock.
Prowling means moving around quietly and carefully, usually looking for something, and usually something bad. Dangerous animals prowl. They move stealthily, trying to not be noticed.
Examples. The cat was prowling around the garden, hunting mice. Or a burglar was prowling around the neighborhood at night.
We also use it for people. The security guard saw someone prowling near the building.
The word alarmed is important too. Alarmed, he leaped to his feet.
Alarmed means suddenly frightened or worried because you realize there's danger. When you're alarmed, you might jump or react quickly.
Examples. I was alarmed when I heard the loud noise. Or the doctor was alarmed by the test results.
The verb is alarm. Don't be alarmed, it's just thunder. And alarm is also a noun. He raised the alarm when he saw the fire.
Finally, let's look at the word scattered. The boy says the flock has scattered.
Scattered means spread out in different directions, not together anymore. The sheep ran away from the wolf and went in all directions, so now they're scattered everywhere.
We use this for many things. The papers scattered in the wind, or after the concert, the crowd scattered quickly. Or, my family is scattered around the world. We live in different countries.
You can also scatter things on purpose. She scattered flower seeds in the garden.
Great. Those are the key vocabulary words. Now let's talk about what this story really means.
So, what is this story really about? On the surface, it's about a boy who lies and then faces consequences, but there's much more to it.
The main theme is trust. Trust is like a treasure. It takes time to build, but it can be destroyed very quickly. The boy destroyed the villagers' trust by lying twice.
Notice how the story shows us the process. The first time the boy lies, the villagers are just angry. They warn him. The second time, they're more stern, more serious. They really want him to understand.
But by the third time, something has changed. They don't even come anymore. Why? Because they've learned that the boy is not trustworthy. They've learned to ignore him.
This is the tragedy of the story. When the boy really needed help, when there was genuine danger, no one believed him. His earlier lies cost him everything.
There's also a theme about responsibility. The boy had an important job, protecting the sheep. This wasn't just for fun. Those sheep belonged to the village families. They depended on those animals for food, wool, and income.
Exactly. And because the boy wasn't responsible, because he treated his job like a game, real damage happened. The sheep scattered and were probably lost or killed.
Another interesting aspect is the boy's motivation. Why did he lie? The story tells us he was bored. He wanted amusement, entertainment.
This teaches us something important. We shouldn't create drama or problems just because we're bored. The boy created a false emergency for his own entertainment, and that had serious consequences.
I also want to point out how the old man at the end responds. He doesn't yell at the boy. He doesn't say, "I told you so." Instead, he comforts the boy and explains the lesson gently.
That's compassion. The old man understands that the boy has learned his lesson the hard way. He's kind, but he also makes sure the boy understands why this happened. Nobody believes a liar, even when he is telling the truth.
This is the moral, the lesson of the fable, and it's a lesson that applies to real life. If you lie to people repeatedly, they will stop believing you, even when you're honest.
Think about this in modern contexts. If someone always exaggerates their problems, always claims emergencies that aren't real, eventually people stop taking them seriously.
Or in relationships, if someone breaks promises over and over, eventually their partner stops trusting them even when they really mean it.
The story also shows us the importance of community. In this village, people helped each other. When one person called for help, everyone came running. That's beautiful.
But that system only works if people are honest. If people abuse that trust and call for help when they don't need it, the whole system breaks down.
So the boy didn't just hurt himself, he hurt the community trust. And that's why the lesson is so powerful and still relevant 2,600 years later.
What do you think? Have you ever experienced a situation where someone cried wolf, where someone lied about needing help? How did it affect your trust in them?
Or have you ever been in the boy's position, where you needed help but people didn't believe you because of past mistakes?
These are important questions to think about as we learn from this ancient story. So that's our complete analysis of the boy who cried wolf.
Let's quickly review what we covered today. A shepherd boy lies twice about a wolf attacking his sheep. When a real wolf comes, no one believes him. He loses the sheep and learns that lying destroys trust. The moral is nobody believes a liar even when he is telling the truth.
We also learned lots of useful vocabulary words, including bored, having nothing interesting to do, amuse, to entertain yourself or make yourself feel less bored, came running, arrived quickly by running, drive away, to force someone or something to leave, cry wolf, to raise a false alarm, this comes from this story, grumbling, complaining in a low, annoyed voice, naughty, behaving badly in a playful way, sternly, seriously, and strictly, prowling, moving quietly while looking for something, alarmed, suddenly frightened because of danger, scattered, spread out in different directions.
Remember, to cry wolf is now a common English expression that comes directly from this fable. When you use it, you're connecting to thousands of years of storytelling tradition.
This story reminds us that trust is precious. Once you lose it, it's very difficult to get it back. Be honest with people, especially when it comes to serious matters.
We hope this explanation helped you understand not just the vocabulary, but also the deeper wisdom in this ancient tale.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to All in English channel and hit that notification bell. We analyze new stories every week to help you improve your English through literature.
Leave a comment below. What's your favorite fable or story with a moral lesson? We'd love to hear from you.
I'm Emma.
And I'm Andrew, and this is All in English channel. Thanks for learning with us today. See you next time.